We are the Hollywood Paranormal Detectives.
You know we are. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Guess what? It's happened again. It happens every week. It's Wednesday night. HPD Live. Here we are talking paranormal, talking shit, talking about everything you want to hear about to the paranormal people you want to talk to. We're breaking the fourth wall tonight. We're bringing a friend from the comments section. We're dragging him through the ooze into the show. But before we get to that special guest, we're going to talk to who should we bring from the depths? Let's say we're talking to the Bryman. Bryman?
I'm here.
It's the Bryman. Can you hear me,
I'm
sir?
here this week. Sorry about last week. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you and I can see you and you look fabulous.
Thank you, sir.
May I please have this meal is not complete without a side of Maisie. Here she is, Mandy Maisie.
Hello.
See, where does
That was
that
a good
come
one.
from? This meal is not complete without a side of Maisie.
That's great.
I like what I'm seeing. Yellow,
Yellow,
red shirt.
all around.
Uh-oh.
Let's do it.
The captain wants you to go to the surface and look for samples, Brian.
I'm on my way.
I'm quickly want to
beam down and dig a grave, please.
In case you people haven't seen it on Instagram, kabam! Look at this new HPD shirt just in time for winter. There's a t-shirt, there's a hoodie, everything your heart's desire. I wanted something very simple and black and white so I can wear it with every outfit. So I made it myself and is sharing it with the world. So you guys, rep some HPD, get you a hoodie. $37 hoodie's pretty good.
This is available with a full zip up.
With a who?
This is available with the full zip up because that's the kind of hoodie.
It is the full zip up, no pullover, not even a pullover.
That picture looked like a pullover.
I got to bring it back up. I don't even know where it was. Where is it? Boom, zip, bang.
Oh, there it is. All right, cool.
Boom, HPD down the back and the fat ghost. Boom.
Fancy.
Man, sure wish I got some kind of HPD discount on this stuff.
I mean, you get the same one I
right?
get. But you know what? Talking HPD, we're talking HPD Live, and we're talking people who are always here, always talking with us, asking the good questions. We figured let's talk to them live. Our good friend, our weekly chatter, this week's guest is Steve from Kindred Paranormal.
What's up, everybody?
Hello.
What's up?
Hi.
Woo, woo. And the new reality says hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Cody.
This is the new reality that Kindred Paranormal has been pulled out of the comments into the live. How are you tonight, sir?
Doing well.
Doing good. And you are from Florida.
Correct.
Are you what is your local hotspot?
We have an old jail about 5 miles down the road that's well known to be haunted.
Excellent. What's it? Do you know the name of it?
The old Gilchrist County Jail.
Oh, cool. I love asking hotspots because there's always like a spot they've investigated 100 times that we haven't heard about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's always what I like. Tell me about that location.
So it's a small jail in Trenton, Florida. It's like a very small town. It's had 8 cells. It was built in the 1920s, and they stopped using it, I think, in 1968.
Oh, wow.
Towards the end, it was they did have male and female prisoners there. There's also rumors about a murder that happened in town where the body was dumped there.
Ooh.
And later taken down a road where the police found it. but his spirit's there as well.
Wow, that's an old small cell. I bet it's a fun investigation.
Oh yeah. So we're good friends with the owner there.
Excellent.
Sounds cool.
Who else? How y'all doing tonight? A lot of highs tonight. Now, everybody, we've been doing so great lately. Ask us some questions. We'll throw them in. We won't miss them. We'll scroll back. We'll get them. So ask some questions, and we will try to answer everything we hear. I know there's dozens and dozens of you rolling in, but we'll get to it. So, Kindred, how did you get started in this paranormal world? When did you go from just a normal kid chewing bubblegum to I want to find ghosts?
Well, as a kid, I had some paranormal experiences.
Oh, wow.
One of my earliest memories, I was about 3 years old, and I had a man standing in my room as I was going to bed.
Oh.
So, as a little kid,
Creepy.
you look at this spirit, full apparition. I can still picture him, long hair, beard, and I'm like, "Oh, Jesus is there to tuck me in."
That's great.
So
Found that generally,
I was a
ghosts
genealogist for. What's that, Brian?
I was just saying, as far as most people in the paranormal field, ghosts found them first. You didn't
Yeah.
start looking. They you first, and that got you looking.
Yeah.
So my mom used to always read me like Edgar Allan Poe, and so I always liked the macabre, the spooky. But I was a genealogist and historian for 10 years,
Oh, cool.
and I got to where there's things I still can't find out about my ancestors. I wonder if I could talk to them.
Oh.
So I was already visiting cemeteries and was like, well, I'll just get some equipment and we'll start going to cemeteries and see if we can't communicate. And it just kind of built on from there.
Oh, that's a really looking for just answers about your family.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And your whole team is just your family, right?
No, we have another a psychic medium friend of ours
Oh, okay.
who joined later on.
Oh. Now, down in Florida, do you get to work with any other groups?
We've worked with Citrus Paranormal.
Citrus, I like that. Very spicy.
Yeah, we've worked with them twice. That's about it.
Well, can you explain your family dynamic and like who's a part of your team and how does that work?
So I'm a single father of 2 teenagers. My boy is 16. He's not into the paranormal at all. He just sits in his room and plays games all the time.
Yeah.
And then my 17-year-old is Reese, and they are our resident pagan witch and spirit communicator, a little bit on the sensitive side.
Very cool.
So I've learned a lot from them. They got into that stuff about 3 or 4 years ago.
Very cool.
Perfect. The non-believer who's not interested will make a perfect cameraman because he has no interest in it. Then all right, well, hold your camera and get some great shots. And he's your kid, so he can't say no. So.
No, he's the type who'd hold a camera like, oh, a squirrel, and just.
Hey, squirrel shots get a lot of views. So,
yeah.
Now define witches. New Reality says witches.
So a witch to me is any magical practitioner who considers themselves a witch. So that could be doing spells, practicing with tarot cards, divination, that sort of thing.
So just sort of a occult research and following through with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that sounds great. That's about what I would call. So what are some locations that you have hit that we would have maybe heard of? I think I saw St. Augustine's Lighthouse.
We haven't been to the lighthouse. We've been to like all the other places in St. Augustine. But yeah, St. Augustine would be the big one.
It's a lighthouse. He wants a lighthouse. This guy.
I want to do the lighthouse.
He wants a lighthouse. He wants a lighthouse.
The St. Augustine one would be good. There's 2 kid spirits there that were trapped under a rail car that fell back on them and pinned them into the water.
Really?
Yep.
Nice.
And did you make contact with them?
No, that's just a well-known story.
Okay. So, what was the first time you got some equipment and went to a location? What was the first place that you really tried to gather evidence? And then what's the best evidence you think you found?
The first one was St. Augustine, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So we walked around St. Augustine, went to Tolomado Cemetery, the Huguenot Cemetery, the Castillo de San Marcos, and the
Ooh.
city gates. And we got a little bit of evidence, not too much. Just some blips on an EMF meter in the middle of nowhere
That's cool.
where it shouldn't have had any electromagnetic interference. But our craziest evidence is probably something that happened recently where we did a double Estes session on a TikTok live.
I think I saw a clip from that.
So that was right here at the house, and we joined in on someone else's TikTok, and they were 1,200 miles away. And so Reese and Raven put on the blindfold, the headphones, and went under. And Reese and Raven were basically, the spirits were talking through them, and were talking to each other.
Oh, wow.
Like crazy responses. Reese had said, Alistair. And I asked Crowley, and then Raven said Crowley.
Whoa.
Like, okay, so we're dealing with Alistair.
Pretty serious contact you made there.
There were a few other names that came through on that one too. A little more non-human spirits.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
So yeah, that one kind of that definitely blew me away, and I've been wanting to do double Estes ever since with people just to test it out and see what we could get.
Now, Mandy, what do you think would be the difference in a double Estes to an Estes? What would it change for you?
I mean, the more the merrier.
Is it just, it's like putting it on more of a hard mode?
So the only way that I can like compare it is in the mediumship world, we have what's called double linking. So it's where a medium and another medium link together to connect to the same spirit. Okay. And essentially, although we may get the same stuff, most of the time we're going to pick up on very different things from the same spirit. So I think that the Estes method, doing a double like that would be kind of similar. You're going to get different stuff, possibly same, but you could get different stuff for the same spirit that's coming through too.
When would you need to do that as a medium? Like a spirit you can't get answers from, or? Yeah,
if there's like, if maybe it's like a tricky location or a spirit that you're just not sure, you could double link with another medium to try to like tackle it. It also heightens the energy, raises both of your vibrations as well. So again, the more the merrier. And also just for fun.
Yeah.
Just to have fun.
I honestly didn't expect anything to happen out of it, but
yeah.
It shocked me.
The biggest thing was Estes, and Brian agrees with me, I think. I want to be able to record the spirit box session and go back and play it and, hear the voices and to prove to the viewer that they're hearing the voices. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the viewer of the evidence will know, and we went back, and on that exact moment you can hear the spirit box says blah, so it's more proof that we're nailing it. So you said St. Augustine's is on your bucket list, Kindred. What are some more locations? Have you ever gotten out of Florida to investigate, or are you planning to?
We haven't investigated out of Florida, but I want to get up into Georgia, into my hometown. I grew up near Andersonville, which was a Civil War prison site. And there's an old hotel there.
Yeah.
That I've been to many times, but I've never investigated.
He knows. Oh God, he knows.
And Savannah too, most definitely.
Have you heard of that hotel, Mandy?
No.
The Windsor in Americus, Georgia.
I haven't.
It looks like a castle. is in downtown, charges about $100 a night for what looks like walking into something like the Titanic,
Oh wow!
like really old, that kind of look.
That sounds
Kind of the Art Deco. Is that what that would be? Sort of an Art Deco kind of.
Think pre-Art Deco.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of wood.
so.
I know Queen Mary's very Art Deco, and it's so beautiful.
Totally Art Deco for sure.
Yeah, I love the
Queen Mary's totally the deco period.
I love it. I love it. Now you said you do the Estes. What are some pieces of equipment you like to use, and why do you like those pieces of equipment?
Dowsing rods. Dowsing rods.
Dowsing rods.
Yeah, my favorite. And I used to be a big skeptic on them.
Yeah.
Reese wanted some when we visited St. Augustine. I'm like, you really want 2 metal rods? Why? I don't understand it. But, they were cheap, so I bought them. We got home, and I said, show me how these things work. We walked outside, asked, there's 2 graves in the backyard from pets.
Oh, wow.
And no one knows but me where those graves were at. So I said, why don't you show me where the graves are at? And they used the rods and went directly to the graves and said, this is one of them. Said, that is exactly right. Where's the other one? And the rods pointed and they went over and then they crossed. And that's exactly where the other one was at. You've now made me a believer.
That's pretty awesome.
So we like using the rods along with some apps sometimes, although I'm not that big of a fan of the apps. But if you can use multiple things at the same time to, prove themselves.
Yeah.
Like an app might put out a word and you can ask the spirits with the rods, did you say that? And they'll say yes or no. So sometimes they'll tell you straight up, no, I didn't say that. That was just the app spouting out random words. But sometimes they will say, yeah.
That's cool.
Mandy?
I like dowsing rods.
Now, you don't use them that often.
I know, but I like them.
Patty uses them so good.
Patty
whips them out like a switchblade.
I don't even want to try because she's just so good at it. I'm like,
He pops them out and puts them up so quick. Like it's so neat. Boom used to like them. Boom would almost grunt. He would get so still. It's like my elbows are locked. My elbows are fucking locked. Like he'd be so intense. Well, I believe you, Boom. My elbows are locked. I'm not doing it. Boom. I believe you.
You got to relax while you're doing that.
Remember that, Brian? Oh, good old Boom.
But I know there's a lot of people out there who don't like them, or it's really hard to prove to the skeptics. It's like, you can't tell me spirits are moving that. You're moving that.
Well, and the only person who really knows is the person holding the rods.
Yep.
Anybody say yes or no in the chat if you like dowsing rods? Or ask a question about dowsing rods.
She does have dowsing lightsabers. Now she has those fucking cool ones that change colors.
Yeah.
So she can pick a color for the spirit that's coming in.
Well, me and Brian were talking about
so cool.
Putting some like a machine, like putting it on a tripod and just having it separated with dowsing rods put in a stick. Remember that, Brian? And if no one's holding it, will they move? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you're the conduit.
I say the theory or the belief is that it is the spirit channeling. You're channeling the spirit through the rod, and they're controlling the rods. But the only way to really do that is to continue to make the rods do what they do. It's more impressive when the rods actually find something or do something than when they're just answering questions. But I find it's like, well,
you think more the spirit is making the hands do it than the spirit is holding the tips and crossing them.
Yeah.
Personally, that's what I would think. It's very much like, a Ouija board doesn't work unless everyone's touching the planchette, which is why my air hockey table Ouija board really doesn't do anything.
Exactly.
What is this one?
I think it's similar to the people who will put pendulums in a jar and expect it to do something. Like, that's not going to work.
Totally.
There was a legit scientific study done with rods. Epic fail for people who were using them. I like them.
To each their own.
I think they're cool.
I don't know. I think they're awesome. I think pendulums are cool too. Just another tool.
I like that it's old school. I would like to see the mechanical static and see if the spirits can touch the tips and make them cross.
It's still worth a demonstration or a test, because
just imagine if it worked.
I say if they move, then wow.
Yeah, there's no one holding it. It's on a tripod. They cross, uncross. Like
not moving won't disprove anything, but moving would,
Yeah. I think I would lose my mind if they moved. What do we got? Some long. He's someone. There's like a story here, right? The doorway.
Aurora was telling this story because remember, like 2 lives ago, all the stuff that was happening at Aurora's work.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Hi, Spectral Researchers. Good to see you guys.
Ask some.
I want to say hey to everyone in the chat too. A lot of these people are some friends, and
Yeah.
we all meet in the chats.
Pop off. Pop off.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to read the story here. I should probably read it to everyone, but then I won't be able to say egregore again.
Stephen, tell us.
Say egregore 3 times in a row.
I always bring up the egregore.
I'm getting. Mandy, ask some questions.
Sorry, I'm like in the chat too. It's getting a little crazy in there.
Getting crazy.
What do I want to ask? What's your favorite? Actually, what's your least favorite piece of equipment to use?
That's a hard one.
Or are you just like, I love it all?
Now, probably SLS is just too much of a pain.
Yeah.
Even though we built ours, but just walking around with it, that's not, how the Xbox Connect is built.
Yeah.
You need to keep it static, so then you have to have either a laptop or a tablet hooked up to it, and somebody has to sit there and watch it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
That, or I'd say a few apps that we've tried weren't so great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to bash on the apps because there's a lot of people who like those apps. It's all hit and miss. So there's some we like, some we don't.
Yeah. Which ones do you not like?
Necrophonic.
What's the best
I knew
app?
you were going to say that.
What's the number one app? Is there an app that everyone trusts that is like the top dog?
Usually Necrophonic is pretty high rated, but we tried it and did not like it.
I think EchoVox is a big one. It costs like $25.
Jeez. Brian, you gotta make an app.
That one seems to be pretty legit. I don't know. Sometimes we use Paratech, which spouts out random words a lot of the times, but sometimes they're relevant.
Okay.
So it's hit and miss with those. We usually don't use them for very long.
Well, we've got so much equipment that I've never had to kind of go to the apps or look for, equipment through the apps. And then I've never heard of an app that is so highly recommended that I have to get it. Because I've already got Ovuluses and spirit boxes and stuff like that. So I don't really want to get an app to do it.
I think it can be important to sometimes find tools that can be cheaper because a lot of people cannot afford the really expensive ones.
Exactly. Yeah.
But then the app, $25 app.
$25 is a lot for an app.
That's a lot. Yeah.
But at the same time, You'll pay
bell.
$90 or $100 for a spirit box or something.
Yeah. I don't think I bought anything new. Last thing I bought was SLS, and that was pre-pandemic, I think. I don't even remember. Was it, Brian? I don't know.
Yeah, by the time it was post-pandemic we started using them because I built mine during lockdown. So
I remember we called each other on the same day saying like, hey, guess what? And he goes, guess what I've got? And I go, wait, let me tell you first. I bought an SLS. Well, I just made an SLS.
now we have two.
Yeah. And now we can leave one at home.
Yeah, I wouldn't spend the money on the SLS. I mean, we built ours. We were lucky we had a old 360 Connect, and I have a laptop, so we just downloaded the app, so it was pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I like it.
I built a handheld rig, but it was pretty cheap because I just bought cheap components and made it. The camera was like $15, so certainly not expenditure.
I mean, I think I got mine from ghosthuntersequipment.com, and I think I paid like under $300, like $250 or something. But it was on a great rig, and it has its own tablet and everything. Well, it's so damn heavy. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And to get the screen record to work, it never works. So you've got to film it. That's the other problem. I do like it, but I mean, I lift weights occasionally and my arms get tired pretty quick. I can imagine. Hi, everybody. Hi, a lot of highs. Hi. Questions. Questions,
Hello.
everyone. Get the questions rolling.
So, Steve, you're a genealogist, right? Like, is that what you do as like your daytime profession?
Oh, no.
Or is that just like a side gig?
That was my hobby for many years. So I started a YouTube channel for it, a website. I helped a lot of people out. I have almost 30,000 people in my family tree. I just built up from my ancestors, their wives, the in-laws, cousins, whatever. I wanted to see how all of the different families, like in this area, how they were all related through marriage and things like that. So even if a family wasn't directly related to me, I still learned about them. And then I researched them. And then lo and behold, somebody in their family married someone in my family and didn't even know it. And so we're all interconnected. And I like just fitting the puzzle pieces together.
Now, have you solved any questions of the genealogy through investigation?
The River House?
From my own family, no, not yet. I have connected with a couple of spirits from my family, but didn't really get all of the answers that I wanted. It was like more or less hello and, doing flashy lights on EVP or EMF meter. Just getting some responses like that. But we did do an investigation at a private residence, and they thought that there may be spirits there. And we went in and found 4 different spirits, got their names, got information about them. I came home and actually researched those people, found them in census records, found their photos.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa,
That's what I was going to ask.
I didn't know their names. I didn't know the history of the place or anything, but I started researching land records and the families that lived in that area, and I already had them in my family tree.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, cool. That's
Holy
super
crap.
exciting. My tree's not that big. I only have like 300. I don't have 30,000.
I'm from Alabama. My tree's a straight line.
Well, I'm half Costa Rican, so then I had to research Costa Rican records in Spanish, handwritten by priests 300 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
That's not easy.
What's the craziest, like, have you been able to get any like crazy family stories from your tree or anything that's just like, holy shit?
Yeah.
Okay,
Quite
I want
a
to hear it. If you feel comfortable sharing, I'd love to hear it.
Well, first off, my great-grandfather had 26 children with 5 women. he was only married to 2 of them. My grandfather was one of 6, and his mother wasn't married to him. But his first wife, she descended from a relationship with a priest. Her grandmother's parents moved to Costa Rica, and they went back to England to wrap up some things, sell some property, and died in a shipwreck. And so the little girls were left with a priest. And well, the priest impregnated the girls.
This just keeps
Well, a
getting
priest
better.
wouldn't
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Funny
God.
how everywhere she went, the priest went as well. They moved around the country, and it's like, oh, by the way, he's in a new church. Look who's also in that church.
Oh wow. Oh
Oh,
my.
the plot thickens. Oh, the family drama. I love it.
Also, I descend from Captain Christopher Newport, who was the person who brought the first settlers to Jamestown.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
And then lots of kings and queens in England.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't know anything about mine. I know back my grandpa, and that's it. I know his dad was a farmer, and that's all I know.
I come from a long line of farmers. My dad was a farmer.
Just farmer.
I grew up on a cotton farm in Georgia.
I haven't gotten it's like my tree, it's more like my mom's dad's side. I've been able to really like go back. But everybody else is kind of like slim picking. But I've been able to go back as far as like when we first came over to America, and it's like my grandfather 17 times back, you know, so but it's cool. You find out so much shit, and you find out lots of stories, and I don't know. I think it's fun. I think genealogy is fascinating. So
Oh yeah, it's an addiction.
it is. You get stuck in it, and the next thing you know, it's been like 4 hours, and you're like, ah.
Now, how do you really start searching? So if I were to start looking, other than just doing one of those 23andMe's or something like that,
That's
how
a
would I?
great place to start.
But how would I start without? Isn't that like a cheat code, or that just tells you where you're descended from? Like you're German, Irish, Scottish, like it doesn't tell you your family.
Basically, start building your tree on like Ancestry.com, put in what you know, and then search for like your grandfather, your great grandfather in census records.
Okay.
And that's how you find their family and when they were children, who their parents were. So that's the easiest way, but it's not always that easy.
No, I mean, and like as you put stuff in too, they'll give you hints and like, hey, here's like 7 things that could match what
Could.
you're looking for. Could, yeah, keyword could. So then you gotta go. It takes a lot of time, but if you have the time and if you're interested enough, I mean, it's fun.
Thomas.
Yeah, I took a step back from it a little bit so I can focus more on the paranormal.
Yeah.
But I like it when I can mix the two together.
Now,
Oh,
what
for sure.
what are your paranormal goals? What are you trying to get done?
To learn more about the other side of the veil, learn more about non-human spirits, elementals, things like that, demonic stuff. I want to be able to, and I know that's hard to say, prove something.
It's a hard question.
Yeah. But I want to find more evidence to just kind of make it a little more real and be able to explain something with more evidence.
Yeah.
And have fun.
And have fun.
Yes.
I mean,
Can't forget that part.
even those of us that take it very serious, and I would say we do TV style investigation, we use equipment, we do night vision, we do, but we absolutely take it serious. We're not goofing around, and we're not just starting with no kind of history in this. Most people, and I think we're all kind of, we're skeptic to a point that we want to prove it to ourselves more than even prove it to anybody else. I think that's where I'm coming from. I want to prove to myself that every story I've ever heard can be true because of what I've just seen,
Yeah.
And to capture that something so definitive that there's no argument, I would say
there's also, different religions, different belief systems, and everybody argues about this stuff, whether when you die, you go straight to heaven, whether you linger here for 40 days and then you go to heaven, whether Jesus comes back and takes you to heaven, whether there is a heaven, is there one God? Are there multiple gods? I want to delve into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
My own personal beliefs have changed greatly since I started researching and investigating.
Well, I know.
Let's say on the
Go
bright
ahead.
side, eventually we'll have eternity to figure all this stuff out.
Right.
Well, one of the first things when I first started investigating, I would ask, "Is God real?" Was one of the first things I would ask, and I never got a response from it. I never got a no or a yes in a spirit box or EVP or Ovilus or anything like that. It almost seemed to be an ignored question.
Maybe you need to ask which God is real.
Which God is real?
How many gods?
Yeah. Mandy?
I just had a comment. I remember I was in Mackey Mansion in Virginia City one time, and we were doing I wouldn't call it, I wouldn't even say it was like a crossover session. So what I essentially do is sometimes I will open up a small doorway that allows spirits to, I don't cross them over, but I give them an exit if they want to leave, essentially. And I remember
cross to the
yeah, if they want to leave this location or leave this plane that they're on, I try to make an opening so that way they have access to do that. They can use my energy to do that. But we were using Spirit Box, and I remember afterwards I was like, I was started asking questions. I was like, how many left? Where did they go? And they were very specific in responding that they could not tell me that information. And so I think there's something to us, we're not supposed to have those kinds of answers. We're not supposed to know. And I think that's part of the process of being here is the not remembering, and we're not supposed to know all these things. Otherwise it interferes with our free will and how we live our lives. And so I don't know. That was just a thought. I just think that we're just not supposed to know.
And is that something they told
things.
You psychically, or you got through
on Spirit Box? Yeah.
On a Spirit Box.
On Spirit Box.
How did they say it? They just said,
they're just like, no. And I was like, well, why can't you tell me? They just said, we can't tell you. And I was like, why? And they're just like, because. And I was like, and essentially they said that we're just not allowed to know.
There's still parents in the afterlife.
I know. You just have to trust me.
You're not the first person I've heard that from either.
Wow.
Yeah, see, it's an interesting, I don't know.
Especially when you deal with spiritual warfare, dealing with angels and demons and things like that. There's a whole lot of stuff going on that either we can't comprehend what's going on that other side, or we just don't need to know.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how they always tell you things cryptically.
Mm-hmm.
And it's annoying.
If we knew all the answers, right? If we knew all the answers, then what the hell are we doing here? you know? So
we've got to live. We've got to live and learn, because we can only learn unless we go back into another body. We get to all our knowledge of life is through our physical existence.
Exactly.
Yeah, but then when you go into another body, you forget everything. So, I mean, if we've been jumping from meat suit to meat suit over centuries,
the baby brain forgets.
I just want to mark, Aurora had 2 really good questions. A little further up. The first question was, This may be difficult, but what part of the country seems to be more paranormally active in America?
Now I know California and Arizona have the most UFO sightings of the whole country, so that's paranormal. Pacific Northwest, so California, Oregon, Washington has the most Bigfoot sightings, so that's paranormal. But I think Northern East Coast has the most ghost phenomena because that's the oldest part of the country. Does that sound?
Well, that's
Where is
the oldest part of the country with Europeans in it.
Well, with buildings and
I mean, certainly no
structures.
certainly no shortage of like Native American original peoples spiritual folklore in this part of the country.
Yeah,
Coast,
Jamestown was before Plymouth Rock, and even before that was St. Augustine.
yeah.
I think it's hard to say. I mean, for me personally, I haven't investigated enough on the East Coast to like really like
I
East
would
Coast
say
places are
answer
very
this
different.
question.
I would say spirits are everywhere, and a place doesn't have to be haunted to have a spirit there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's spirits here in this house. There's probably spirits in all of y'all's houses, and you don't
Oh,
even
there
know.
is.
So
I can see them all lining up behind you.
No,
they just don't make themselves known. And when they do, then all of a sudden, oh, this place is deemed haunted.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's any particular place that's more haunted than another, or an area of the country that's more haunted. I think it's all pretty much the same. They're just everywhere.
but I do think extreme situations and extreme emotion can cause thinning of the veil and
Absolutely.
echoes.
Well, there's also geological magnetic fields or
Mhm.
plasma energy or things like that are created
Ley
naturally,
lines.
more plentiful in some spots more than others, which can also give more energy.
Yeah,
Things.
I can agree with that.
Well, Aurora is based in Iceland, so I think it's kind of cool to give Aurora
My
some history on.
Brother's in Iceland right now, and he was posting pictures that he took, and it's amazing.
Have any of you had any elemental, mythological, mythical encounters? A whole new curiosity.
Say Egregor.
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 You want to answer this one?
So, personally, I believe in this because I'm a pagan, but even before he believed in all the pagan stuff, he was like, what the hell is this? We were at an old train depot, and we were just communicating with the spirits there and whatever. We'd been there a couple of times, and on our dowsing rods, it just kept forming an L over and over and over again. It just kept forming an L, and then things would disappear. And eventually, I had a partner at the time who was also pagan, who worked with Loki, and I was like, hey, can you confirm something real quick for me? Is Loki fucking with me? And turns out, yeah, he was.
Whoa.
What? I love it.
So yeah,
I love it.
it's like, okay, that's a new one for me. You
Yeah.
don't see this one on the TV shows.
Well,
Right.
I know in Norwegian, Swedish areas and German areas, they take trolls and fairies very serious as we take Bigfoot. They are constantly seen and reported, and everything is kind of nailed onto them.
I've seen fairies. Actually, my first time seeing fairies was this year in up by what's that place called? Oh my gosh, it's really nice. Can't even think of it. Claremont. There we go.
Claremont.
Yeah, up by Claremont. There's like this like hiking area. What?
I said the famous Claremont fairies.
Yeah, the Claremont fairies. No, we were hiking, and well, we weren't really hiking. It's kind of hiking. we were just like walking this trail, and I guess there's a lot of activity in this particular area, and that was the first time that I'd ever seen fairies just like frolicking around, literally just like frolicking around.
Now, what describe them?
They look like fairies, but they're like
Like-
this big.
Like from a book?
Yeah, like imagine Tinkerbell, but like this big.
Wow, you saw them.
Yeah,
Mind's eye or investigator eye?
mind's eye. I mean, I don't know. Maybe someone else could see them too, but they were just. But it's weird because they're like this big, but their energy, like their field of energy, is huge. So, it almost can be mistaken for like a ball of light, but inside that ball of light is this little baby fairy. I mean, I don't know how other people have seen them, but that's how I saw them.
I've never seen a fairy. I did see a big orange, like me and Taylor saw a big orange light one time that we couldn't explain. We're like, what? That's not. We were like driving, and it was like huge orange ball, and we're like, that's not the sun. And we were like, what is that? It's just like a big orange ball in the sky. And then like next thing we know, we were just still driving, and we're like, when did we stop looking at that? Like, I don't remember. Like, but we were talking about it,
You've
and then we
been
just both,
abducted.
but then we just both stopped talking about it and just kept going. And it was like,
You were abducted. You probably lost some
But-
time. You're paying
I don't
attention.
know.
You lost some time.
You
I
had
need
Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith come after you with their little flashy lights, and
flash. But it was so weird. It was like if someone had put a piece of construction paper in the sky of orange circle, and we were like, that's not the sun, and it's not like a light refracting kind of. I guess I've been abducted.
did they probe you?
I hope I was with my wife, and then we had my son 9 months later,
Oh no!
and he's a genius, so he's watching. I think. Hello.
Hilarious.
Hybrid. Hi, Ben. You're a hybrid.
His eyes turn black at night. No, my butt did not hurt after that experience. Jeez, everybody goes straight to the butt. Well, so do the aliens, but
Well, they do.
Mandy,
Yeah,
what's on your mind? You look like you're about to say something.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've also seen a gnome. That's new for me.
Now, my wife had the pictures of gnomes.
The gnomes. I don't like them. Whenever you see a gnome, you just gotta know trouble's around the corner.
I love gnomes. I mean, I got Elvis gnome right here.
See, it's one thing to try and prove ghosts to people because spirits seem to be more accepted nowadays. But when you start bringing up mythological deities or gnomes or fairies, they just kind of, yeah, right, But I believe that stuff's out there.
Well, I wanted to.
be exactly
I'm
how
a little bit in that ballpark. Those are, I'm really going to have to see something to convince me of fairies or
Yeah.
no. But I'm not saying they ain't there. I just have to see them, or I'm not going to believe it.
right.
And
No,
I'm not
trust
saying
me.
you didn't see what you saw, Mandy.
No,
I'm just
I
saying.
never. People would talk about seeing this shit all the time, and I'm a medium, and I'm just like, that's cool. Like, I've never seen it, but that's cool until I
I've never
actually
seen it
saw
myself.
Yeah, I was like, and then I saw my first gnome, and I'm like, the fuck? Like,
Where did you see a gnome again?
in Hawaii, and it was
No,
like,
you saw a Menehune.
well, many who they're gnomes.
They're closer to a Bigfoot cryptid.
Closer to fairies.
No,
That's
this
hey,
was it. Like, now I even have a little gnome guy in honor of him. But he was just like, he was so mischievous, and and then
Well, I
my
know-
life went to shit after, so trouble.
If we do a known episode, I am dressing Brian up in a pointy hat and making him walk through the woods.
Oh, I'll gnome it up for you, man.
And all I want you is you looking back going, do I have to do this? Yes, Brian, frolic.
Oh, you'll see me frolic.
That would be the
man.
best part.
Do you see any spirits lining up behind me, Mandy? I don't think I have any spirits.
You're pretty good right now.
Other than my broken one, do you see any spirits in my house?
I see that plasma ball.
See if
Yeah,
I can.
that's
Plasma ball.
I was
You've got a
the
cord
kid.
here.
I kept my hand down in school, so I didn't have to read aloud. So, well, a lot of that stuff, such as fairies, were stories told by adults to children to keep them out of the woods, out of dangerous places. Apparently, fairies were evil.
Yes.
There are a lot of rules to contacting fairies.
What are the rules to contacting fairies?
Oh boy, I don't even know all of them.
We don't mess with the fae.
I try to like things like don't give them your name, don't thank them because then you owe them something, things like that.
Well, I've heard that too. Never feed a Bigfoot, or you'll never get rid of it. I've heard that.
Aw.
I want to say something about Joe's comment there. So they could have been started off as stories told to children, but if so many people did it, then you've got egregores.
Egregores.
So if you believe in egregores, then
Egregores.
that's where a lot of these mythical creatures come from, and why a lot of people see them or believe in them nowadays.
Well, also, if you've got a tale and then you've got something supernatural or mythological that almost kind of coexists with the tale, you're going to tag it with it. You're going to throw it on that, like if there was no Bigfoot and Bigfoot stories were happening, and then like an ape man, a gorilla creature came out of the woods, you're going to name it Bigfoot, because it's already close to your story. So you're already pretty close.
I also feel like you have so many different stories and like types of fairies and gnomes and whatever across different cultures. Like people will have to be seeing these things to all uniquely come up with them.
Mm-hmm.
I love the trolls, how many different trolls there are, and how they're, all their different rules, and trolls are so good. I got a great troll book. But we got to what's the guy we worked with on Dark Crystal, Brian?
Toby Froud?
Yeah, the Froud book on trolls and fairies is so great. I think what everyone thinks of is that book.
Now I think of the guy on Monty Python and the Holy Grail asking, "What's your name and your favorite color?"
What is the capital of Assyria? I don't know that. Blue, no, yellow.
You got Tim there.
Oh yeah, I do have a.
What is the speed velocity of an unladen swallow?
I know where you can find the most holy grail. Kyle Benor. I love Monty Python. I had a very big Monty Python moment in my life where that was very. The castle. Oh.
When I first showed that movie to Reese, I'm like, they're not gonna like this. This is gonna be so stupid. They're gonna hate this. And
no, it's one of my favorite movies.
I love it.
That's been my favorite one of the movies since I was like 6 years old, and I'm 55 now, so that's quite a while.
One of my teachers in high school made us watch it, and I thank her every day for that.
I've told Brian this story. We used to, in middle school, we had a printout with the little holes on the side with the perforated edges. And zigzagged. We had a printout copy of the script, and we would sit in middle school and pick characters, and we would read through it at lunch every day, like everybody. Like, and what are you doing tomorrow? At lunch, we'll read the Monty Python again.
I did that in IT class in middle school.
Oh,
just quickly, Steven, this is for you, because the first thing, one of the first things I did supernatural wise was to take my tape recorder to the graveyards and lay it face down on headstones, and try to get EVPs that way, which I did get some stuff. It was awesome. Yeah. But that same tape recorder I also used to record Monty Python and the Holy Grail off of PBS.
Oh my god!
Just the audio, right?
Yeah, just audio. But this was 1978, maybe something like that.
I have a cassette of me reading the script somewhere. Of me doing the voices.
Of course you do.
Can't deny the cultural influence.
I think I still have a PowerPoint presentation that I made for it in IT class.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Well,
god.
Well, one time on an investigation, I got turned into a newt, but I got that test.
You got well, and I have had the honor of doing a live cast of Sir John Cleese, which was absolutely one of my
cool.
great experiences.
Wow.
I met Terry Gilliam when the company I was working for was bidding on Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh,
And-
that movie.
I haven't met Eric Idle yet, but I know that supposedly I could just go to Bob's Big Boy in Burbank on any given weekend and meet Eric
Really?
Idle. I hear he has breakfast there like every Saturday and Sunday morning.
We should go this Saturday.
Can't guarantee he'd be there, but I really want to meet.
Pictures where it didn't
I
happen.
really want to meet Palin before
Yeah.
I meet Graham Chapman.
I don't think you'll meet Graham Chapman.
That's what I'm saying. I want to meet Michael Palin before I meet Graham Chapman.
Yeah. Oh. Bravely
And-
bold to Robin.
Terry Jones also. But unfortunately, there wasn't a whole lot of Terry Jones there anymore when I met Terry Jones.
Oh.
He was just kind of
Wow.
at an event, and his son was kind of doing all of the communicating for him.
Who did I meet? I met the guy who was the bad guy in UHF, the Weird Al movie.
Who was the bad
Old-
guy?
Old character actor, but I met him at one of the first Monster Paloozas when I moved here, and he was pretty much just at the table, like in a wheelchair, and they would just like give us stuff, and he would like kind of sign it, and you're like, oh, I apologize. They should take you home. Like, I know I love UHF, but I would like you to go home, please.
He needs the money for chemo, you know.
I guess. Well, that's the family in those last years. Just wheel them out and make them sign stuff. Where's my? I got Jaws from James Bond, like the year before he died.
Crushing your head?
He crushed my head in our photograph too.
Picture, but with me. He did it with everybody.
Because he was a giant. He was
Richard
very
Gere.
nice. Yeah.
Richard, great guy.
Where's my Jaws photo? It's around here somewhere. Oh man.
Everyone, this is a glimpse inside why we are the Hollywood Paranormal Detectives.
Yeah. Oh, I have everyone. My first goal was I gotta get Freddy, Leatherface, and Jason. And I go, well, I gotta get all three Leatherfaces. Now I gotta get everyone who's played Jason autographs. I gotta get everybody who played. Well, I gotta get Michael Myers too. Well, I'll get Chucky. And then, well, if I got Chucky, I gotta get Chop Top. I gotta, so now I have like every horror person that you can imagine.
You have Chucky's autograph?
Yeah.
How does that work?
The voice.
Oh, Brad Dourif.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked with him on Halloween 2. And that's all I have to say about that.
Well, like this whole top shelf, this is all autographs from Fright Night. It's everybody who's in Fright Night.
Were you at Montelusa this weekend for the Nightmare on Elm Street 3 reunion?
I was gonna go try to get RoboCop's autograph, but he was not there when I went, and I was mad. Peter Weller himself. He looked pretty old, though. I heard.
Steven, you got to ask some of our final questions of our guests.
Mandy. Ask Mandy.
Oh, come on.
I'm letting.
How about this?
Are you kidding?
I can't even point to where is she.
I've been asking questions.
I'm trying to help.
Mandy, do you have like psychic mediums in your family other than yourself? And how does your family accept?
Yeah.
your ability?
So psychic, well, down the line, yeah. Not like outwardly, but on my mom's side, there's like one of my crazy uncles or something. I don't even know, would like curl his hair and say he's talking to spirits, stuff like that. So, yeah, there's my great grandmother was sensitive. My brother and my dad, I believe, are sensitive. My mom has her moments too. So I definitely feel like it's all in the family. But my parents are watching this right now. My parents are so accepting of what I do. Yeah. Hi, Maisie family.
Eddie's parents.
They're so
Doctor's
accepting of yeah, they're so accepting of what I do. When I was younger, maybe not so much because it was like weird, but we were always like me and my dad. I was ghost hunting with my dad for a really long time, and we'd go to places and do stuff. We'd investigate our house a lot, and so
You investigate your house?
oh yeah, we're always investigating the house.
What?
Yeah, EVP session. All the practice stuff is at my parents' house.
Oh my gosh. Which is
but-
now haunted and the
Yeah.
basis of a new movie.
Man, my house has been haunted since I was a little kid. But yeah, so they're super supportive. They listen to all my stories. They listen to all my shit. And they're super accepting of it. So I'm really lucky that my family is like totally on board and it's like, yeah, let's do it. So
I remember my mom would sit with my yearbook and she would close her eyes and she would like turn the pages and she would like feel things and she'd stop on a picture and she'd ask me, "Who is this?" And I'd be like, "Oh, that's just Charm Valentine, just a girl in school. Something, she's going to be someone." And then my mom would turn the pages, but she would do that all the time. She would like kind of do her little mysticism with other little things. I don't know whatever happened to Charm Valentine, but I remember her stopping on Charm Valentine and me going, her name's Charm Valentine, not Valentine, or her Charm like Charmin, and Valentine, not Valentine.
With
And
me.
I was like, yeah. And I remember being like, just Charm Valentine, nothing special. I should look her up. She's probably in the Senate or something. My mom was right. Well, the usual question, Kindred, is where do you see yourself in a year? What are this year's goals for your team?
I didn't really set any goals for our team. I just wanted to get out and investigate, have fun with it, learn along the way, meet a lot of people. Which I've met so many great people in the YouTube community. A lot of them are in the chat right now. Crow of Judas, Canadian Bacon, Joe Vital, who has a documentary just released, won a bunch of awards.
yeah, with
for
Matt.
Hairstyle Haunting. So yeah, there's a lot of people. Everybody's so supportive, and I think I probably like that the most. Honestly, is just building the friendship, and whether we're like-minded people or we have slightly different beliefs, we all respect each other.
Yeah.
At least most of us. There's still a little drama, but
When is there not, right?
yeah.
I'd like to
But
press Canadian Bacon and tell you you're just small ham.
so that's Ron is Cassie from Weeping Willow's husband.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. You guys met him at PEX.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's really cool.
Well, we loved it. We appreciate you being part of our chat every week.
Thank you so much.
And you always ask great questions, and we were like, well, let's get him on. Let's find out more about him. I love that I know now who I'm talking to a lot more. When you do your like, this guy now knows what he's talking about. He's a genealogy expert. So definitely, you know, when he asks the questions, we're gonna go right to him. So now,
Yeah, you want to finish my family tree for me?
I can work on it.
yeah.
I'm
Well,
overwhelmed.
Well, thank you so much, Kindred, for coming on. We really appreciate it, and we hope you keep joining us every week.
Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we will see you later, sir.
Great having you.
Later.
Yay.
So fun to take someone from our chat,
I know.
pull them in the wall, and find out more about them so we know who we're chatting to. If you are in the chat and you would like to be a guest and you're into the paranormal, send me a message on anything through social media, and just say, hey, I'd like to be on the show, and we'll see what we can do. And we'd love to have you. Yeah, it's going to be great. What?
Troll, not a real troll. We'll have a real troll on.
Yes. I want to plug, we got some new merch, everybody. Check out, there's t-shirts, hoodies, shorts, coffee cups. It's nothing special. It just says Hollywood Paranormal Detectives in a cool
super
font.
special.
It's a nice,
Woo!
I wanted a black hoodie and I wanted no color so I could wear it with every outfit. It's just selfish. But, got the cool ghost, got the HPD. $37 is a good price for a hoodie. So if you like to check it out, go to our Teespring, go to our Linktree, head over there, get you some new gear. We're going to have I'm working on a Ouija board looking shirt with a planchette and trying to do something cool with that.
Is the
A
planchette like
planchette. Whoa, he really froze. Oh, there he is. Okay.
What, Brian? He's freezing.
I was gonna say a planchette, but the planchette is my face.
Planchette.
the shirt? You should have the shirt and then a separate planchette amulet that you wear that hangs on the shirt.
What was going to do the front is going to be HPD with instead of the alphabet, say Hollywood Paranormal Detectives, and then on the back, the way the ghost is, have the planchette with the HPD in a wood block.
That's really that.
It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a good shirt.
We should get Crow on here.
Crow.
So
Crow T Robot.
I'm gonna make that happen.
Crow, send me a message.
Make it
We'll
happen.
get you on here.
Too.
Bye, Aurora.
Tom Servo, all of them. We want to say, we've still got 14 people. We still got people to go back and watch this. We have a Patreon. Go to the link tree in our bio. Go to our Patreon. If you want to join for $1 a month, it does a lot. We do this show because we do Patreon.
You won't even notice $1 a month.
Yeah, you don't even know. But we would do a lot more if we had a little more help. We all work hard. We all have different jobs. We all have different lives, and that little bit helps you justify it. That little bit of help. So follow that link tree in our bio and join our Patreon if you'd like, and help us. If we can upgrade this show, we could, pay for an investigation or something if it got big enough. But thank you so much. Also, hit like on this video, share this video with everybody. Subscribe. If you haven't watched already, this is kind of a call to action for anyone here. If you don't know us, go back and watch some of our older investigations. We need some watch hours to kind of boost us up through our YouTube analytics, and it would help. So if you like what you've seen from us and don't know much about us, go back and watch the Goldfield episode. Go back and watch Pasadena Playhouse. Go back and watch USS Hornet. We got some good evidence, great investigations that you could really enjoy and help us out and give us some watch hours. Or if not, throw us on in the background, let it roll. You know what I'm saying? Give us some hookup. We want to do more for you. We want to get more out there with Mandy and our friends.
See more, man.
Our friends like Emily and Patty and people who we want to work with. We want to get out more. And if you have not seen it, I will do this also. If you have not seen it, please check this out. This is Nevada State Prison. This is the most active investigation any of us has ever been on. This is where the sun don't shine. A place that even with a flashlight,
Can you touch this device again?
you can't see 2 feet in front of your face.
Get
Oh my god, that's clear!
Hollywood Paranormal Detectives thought we had seen the dark.
Face with white hair, Scooby-Doo ghost in that. Ooh.
But the dark is much darker here.
Maybe I would suggest against letting a murder into your body.
Too late.
This is Nevada State Prison. You know what? I haven't watched that
Every
trailer.
time I see the too late, I'm like, ah.
So, and you know,
Who was
I don't know if everyone knows this as well as they might, but you know, Paraflix is great. Paraflix, it's what people want, and they're afraid to go all in. So let's go for it, guys. Go to Paraflix, support Paraflix. If you want Paraflix to grow, if you want Paraflix to get more original content, if you want Paraflix to sign more, you know, groups to do original content, you gotta support it. You like, if it's the idea you like. If Paraflix were to go away tomorrow, somebody would say, "Man, I wish there was an all paranormal Netflix," but you just had it, and nobody supported it. So, please,
people are supporting it.
People are supporting it, but it needs.
We need
keep it
more.
alive, we need to keep pushing it. And if you want to see Mandy and you want to see me and Brian, I mean, we don't just come in here and talk every Wednesday. We have been in the depths of every big hotspot you can think of. We've done it. So we're coming from a place of experience, and we're coming from a place of, you know, we have seen how dark it can be in some of these places, and we've had very bright experiences with some great spirits.
Oh, for sure.
But you know, follow us on. Go over to Paraflix, watch that Kia Mill, watch that Nevada State Prison, you know, and then go back and I mean, some of the things are 10 years old already, right?
And we got maybe another episode coming soon.
Not 10, not quite 10.
We're see what's happening. What's happening with Goldfield School is I'm thinking I've got this huge thing to edit, and I'll realize from here to here as we put our cameras down, and it's just a camera sitting for like this huge amount of time. But I'm thinking, looking ahead, oh, I've got to edit another 7 hours, but like 3 hours of it is we put our cameras down. But we're getting pretty close.
All that,
and I don't know. I might do like I did before, maybe do like the classroom as a YouTube episode and do.
The classroom was the best part.
But put that on YouTube for everyone to see. You know what I mean?
I mean, how many people teach spirit kids?
See, you guys got to see this.
To say, I feel like that. I feel like the classroom was the highlight of the episode. So,
well, I think the scratch,
cream of the crop.
The scratch is pretty badass.
The scratch is pretty.
And
amazing.
me getting fucked up.
I literally, you can literally watch.
And he gets scratched more in the future. It's awesome.
You can literally watch the second half of the scratch happen. You can watch it.
I think I want to experience that. That will leave me with no doubt if that happens to me.
That was the weirdest experience.
It was amazing to watch it happen. I gotta tell you that.
What happened? The weirdest thing watching is, Mandy, you get. I'm having an allergic reaction.
I looked like I got slapped in the face.
No, you get like
I was so red.
Like if someone eats something,
I look like Brian's shirt.
You just got flushed. You just got like chicken pox all of a sudden. You got all red and sweaty, and it was freezing. And I've never seen that. You went almost like you were about to get sick, like you were getting. You were poisoned.
Well,
it was.
Here's the thing. Okay, so here's the thing. James, the demonologist, talked a lot about how demons will leave. Like people get scratched and they think it's demonic, right? But demonic scratches don't leave. There's no blood, and it doesn't raise or anything.
Yeah.
So of course my scratch is like. There's no blood, and it's like
it's an arch,
not raised. And I had a physical. What?
Would you say it's more poltergeisty then, or?
Well, no. See, now I'm questioning because then I also had a physical reaction, and the only other time I've had a physical reaction like that was during the exorcism of the location. And so
no, you didn't react like you did. You were in 30-degree weather and you were tearing your jackets and your scarves.
No, but during the
Right.
exorcism, I was like, there was a point where I was standing next to Leon, and I was like, I'm so hot right now. Like, I'm on fire.
They don't know what we're talking about.
I know. But anyways, so I'm just saying now I'm like, it didn't feel demonic to me. But still, it was just an interesting experience.
But that's what we're talking about,
But
guys.
that's what, hopefully
We've been in the thick of it. Go watch it. Please join Paraflix. Follow the link tree in our bio. Use our Paraflix link so they know you came to watch us, and you can still use promo code HPD10 to get you a discount. And I think it's down to $3.99. So with a 10% discount. So many great groups on that, and us. And that Kia Mill, that Nevada State Prison are just on Paraflix. So go check them out. Help Paraflix grow. I think that's it. Brandy, would you, man? I said Brian and Mandy again. I did it again. I did that like a week ago.
Call me Brandy. I'm
Bye. Brian Mandy is. I'll call y'all Brandy when I send you two alone somewhere. We're gonna send Brandy down to the basement. Or Mayan doesn't work.
What's going on?
Mandy and Brian, Mayan or Brandy? Which one?
What?
Which one's a better combo?
You can call me Brandy.
Okay. Well,
Mayan.
Mandy, do you want to say goodnight, Mandy?
Good night, Mandy.
No, tell Brian goodnight, Mandy.
I'm confused.
Good night, Mandy.
Good night, Brian.
Say goodnight, Brian.
Good night, Brian.